international students, faculty, professors, department chairs, vice dean, and the dean. So welcome to the town hall student meeting of the School of Science and Humanities. My name is Nariman Karabalin, and I will be the host of today's meeting. So the main purpose of the town hall meeting is to discuss your study and your learning experience during the spring semester of 2020. So during this meeting, you're welcome to address the thoughts, the questions, the suggestions about online studying directly to the dean, the vice dean, department chairs, and the program directors. So yeah, if you are ready to ask any questions, you can freely ask by raising your hands, or you can type it on the Q&A chart located at the bottom of the screen. So before we will move to the final discussion, let me introduce again our faculty members. And here's Daniel Pugh, the Dean of the School of Science and Humanities, Philip Ants, the Vice Dean of Academic Affairs, Alexei Trochev, the Chair of Political Science and International Relations Department, Undergraduate Program Director and Associate Professor, Andrei Filchenko, Chair of the Languages, Linguistics and Literature Department Professor, Julia Sechia, Acting Chair of Economics Department Professor, Veselin Paunov, Chair of Chemistry Department Professor, Christian Schoenbach, Chair of Biological Science Department Professor, Don Min Wei, Chair of Mathematics Department Professor, Yolai Shamiloglu, Chair of Department of Kazakh Language and Turkic Studies, PhD in Eurasian Studies Program Director, Professor, Kari Piechensky, Director of Writing Center, Karas Schenk, Political Science and International Relations Graduate Program Director, Associate Professor, Vsevolod Peshkov, Chemistry Graduate Program Director, Assistant Professor, Ferdinand Molnar, Biological Science and Technologies Graduate Program Director, Associate Professor, Yernazar Abdikamalov, Physics Graduate Program Director, Associate Professor, Nikolai Terempilov, Eurasian Studies Graduate Program Director, Associate Professor, Alexander Tikhonov, Physics PhD Program Director, Associate Professor, and we have Zhana Raimbekova, Executive Director, Sandra Real Avila, and Yergaziv, the International Relations Manager, and Ashat Bekjanov, Director of the Student Affairs Department, and Kasimkhan Nurmohamedov, the Senior Manager of Student Affairs. So before we start the final discussion, I think Daniel Pugh can say some words to our new international student who has joined to us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate we actually are up to 3 international students now who've joined us. So to our 3 international students, I will say welcome. And we're very happy that you're here. I won't spend a lot of time talking, which is, I guess, a blessing probably for all of our colleagues who've been with us for 3 nights in a row now. But I'll say that we know it's been a really, really difficult several months, almost a year now. And 2021 is going to continue to be hard in a lot of ways. But there's a lot of bright spots on the horizon. And we're so excited that you were able to study with us through all of this. And actually, we have an undergraduate, a master's, and a PhD student with us today. So this makes us for perfect representation. And I'll tell you that the big question that everybody has had is, when are we coming back? When, for some of you, will you be able to come to Nur Sultan for the first time? And the answer is that we don't know. It will be when it's safe is really the answer to that question. And to that end, as you may or may not know, Kazakhstan will start distributing the vaccines on Monday of next week, starting to distribute the Sputnik 5 vaccine to medical and healthcare workers and frontline workers. Starting in March, university people will be able, if the plan goes accordingly, to get the vaccine. And if that goes well, it's very realistic that by the summer, or certainly by the fall, we would be able to start returning to normal, assuming everything goes normal. So we really hope that we'll be, for those of you who aren't here, we'll be able to get you here. And for those of you who are here, campus can return normal at that time. The other big question that I think a lot of students are asking, for those of you who are graduate students, is if you're unable to get in the labs, how are we going to handle graduation? Because right, obviously you're not able to make as much progress if you're not able to get in your labs. And the answer is that we're gonna work with you on a case-by-case basis. We know that especially for you, this is really important because you have visa issues to work out in addition to normal life. And so if you were not able to progress because of COVID, not for other reasons, we should be able to help you extend your time. We did it in summer of 2020 for the students who weren't able to finish their projects because of our quick move, and I'm confident we can do that again. Now, the last thing I want to say to our international students specifically is a word of caution. We haven't made this clear previously because we just didn't have very many international students, but it's become sort of apparent to us that attendance is a really important issue, especially for those of you who are physically in Kazakhstan. Your visa status when you're here is tied to attending classes regularly. And so we are going to be checking on that and just checking in with your professors once in a while to make sure that they've heard from you. So if you're an international student and you need to leave for a little while, you have a family emergency or something, please let us know so that we don't have to, so that your visa doesn't go into jeopardy. We had a problem with that earlier this year. It was very unexpected, and I don't want anyone else to get caught in it. But with that, I don't want to talk anymore. We have here with us members from the Department of Student Affairs and the Department of International Cooperation, as well as you've heard, all of the programs. So if you have questions that are specific to international students or general questions, please let us know. You can raise your hand with the button, or you can write it in the Q&A box. Okay, Muhammad, I see that you've got your hand up.
Hi, it's Muhammad here, PhD Physics. This is my first year. Thank you for arranging this meeting. The overall experience here instead of the pandemic is good, but I have some question regarding coursework. Can you hear me?
Sure, yes.
The first one is that I'm student of PhD and my field is very much relevant to experimental instead of theoretical. But the coursework we are studying is 100%, you can say, is theoretical. So it's not that much relevant to my field of research. It's a suggestion to include courses like experimental physics, material science, nanotechnology for future students, so that they can have different options to choose from. Another thing is that regarding the qualification exam, as it's online lectures, the understanding is not up to that much mark. Teachers are trying their best, but courses like the core course, especially quantum mechanics, we have issues in understanding that because physical classes has their own advantage. So what would be the procedure of qualification exam? Because I have heard from other students of other schools that they give us the some selective topics to prepare for the qualification exam. Can you please address these questions? Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mohammed. Before we go on to the answering the questions, can you tell me, are you a first-year student or are you a second-year student in that program?
Yeah, I'm first-year PhD student. Okay. This is my second semester.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. Would Yernazar want to respond to that, or maybe Alexander?
I can quickly comment, but if Alexander has something to add, he's welcome to add. Muhammad, thank you very much for these comments. So regarding to your first question or comment, yes, we realize that there are not many options of experimental courses in our department. That's a known problem in our department. We are working on that, trying to increase the number of courses, which is experiment heavy, focused on experiments. Right now, as you pointed out, we have too many courses that are more theoretical. That's a known problem, and we are working on gradually the number of experimental focused courses are increasing. regarding this comprehensive exam, what will be the emphasis on the comprehensive exam? I guess this topic is a little bit too specific to the physics department, so I will just quickly comment, but later we can talk in detail about that, okay? So main purpose of the comprehensive exam is, as the name suggests, is your comprehensive understanding of the subject, of the field, okay? Again, I will not go beyond that because it's a physics-specific topic. We can talk, get in touch with me, and we can talk more about comprehensive exam, okay? So that's all I will say.
Thank you, Yunusar. Alexander, did you want to add anything, or that's pretty comprehensive?
Yes, what Yunusar said is comprehensive. I would just want to thank Mohammed for his questions. And Mohammed, your feedback is appreciated, as other students as well.
Great, thank you, Alexander. Yeah, I'd say that's true for all the students. If you have feedback, don't be shy. Our professors are very open to it. Let your program director and your professors know what you're thinking.
Thank you.
Mohammed?
Thank you.
Yeah. Did that answer your question? Okay, great.
Yeah, I have facing another issue. Can I discuss?
Sure.
Actually, during my first semester, when I selected my courses, I was in Pakistan, and due to lack of understanding, that was my mistake up to my end. I missed one core subject, and I wanted to take it in the second semester. But instead of that, I have 6 credit hours that I can choose 36. I selected only 30 credit hours. Is it possible to allow me to take those 6 credit or remaining credit hour of the first semester in this semester, or I have to wait for the next semester?
Very short answer. Most likely you have to wait until the next semester. But in any case, this is a this is a solvable problem. Again, it's a very specific problem. So let's get in touch and we can discuss, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely find a way to do that for a one-off. That should be something we can handle. Michael, did you have anything you wanted to ask?
No, not at all.
Okay, Michael, did you arrive on campus? I think I heard that you made it here.
Yeah, yes, I'm on campus.
Okay, and you're adapting. You're settled in.
Oh yes, I'm settling in.
Great. Well, welcome, Coach Kodingas.
Yeah, thank you.
There's a hand up among the panelists. I'm not sure who it is. Oh, it's Yulai. Okay, yeah, Professor Shamloglu, go ahead.
Since you switched into Kazakh, I thought I'd ask one question. So Tatiana, for students who matriculate beginning August 2019, there's now a Kazakh as a foreign language requirement. And so I just wanted to ask if you were aware of that and if you think we did a good enough job publicizing the new requirements.
No, I was very happy because that you introduced Kazakh as a foreign language courses, because I have no background of Kazakh language, so I think that it will be easier and more helpful for me, for international students in general.
Okay, so that's great, because we didn't have that before, and we're trying to teach it each summer, and originally that was the plan, but I think we have students interested for the academic year too. We don't know if it's going to be taught this academic year yet, because we still haven't even published the courses for summer 2021, but we are setting up Kazakh as a foreign language first year and second year. Right now, it doesn't sound like there's interest in third year. So I just wanted to make sure that you and your fellow students knew that if you had questions about it, that I've already done like a webinar for the student body, and we have a handout. And so if you ever have questions or your friends have questions, they should ask me about it, since this is a relatively new requirement.
Oh,
so good luck with that course and your other course.
Thank you.
Great. Great. Any other questions from our students?
Yeah.
Okay. Any?
Students, don't be shy. Yeah, please welcome to ask any questions, or maybe the professor who wants to share some thoughts. No?
So one thing I'll mention to our students, one of the unique things about Nazarbayev University is that basically all of your professors are, well, not all of you, actually, no, it's about 60% of your professors are foreign. So we've all also gone through the experience of adapting to Astana and Nur Sultan now, in Kazakhstan. And I think the fact that most of us have chosen to stay here, some of us have been here for 10 years now, hopefully is a sign for how comfortable we are. But if you have questions about adapting, there are a lot of people who can talk to you about that as well. But I see Mohammed has raised his hand again. Go ahead.
Thank you. The question was related to lab. I think I have to ask all questions because no one is contributing with me now. So the question is that regarding PCR test, due to pandemic, it is necessary to have a PCR test after every 14 days. So there should be an automatic system for students that PCR test will happen after 14 days. Instead of wasting our time to apply for PCR test after 14 days, then it will take about weeks. So it disturbs the continuity in our work. So the access to lab is bound to PCR test, and therefore there should be a mechanism so that we can have PCR test and we can go to lab on regularly.
Great, thank you for that. I know one of the challenges with this is that we have a limited number of PCR tests, so we're trying not to automatically redo the test. We're under a lot of pressure actually to limit the number of people who are taking them unless they absolutely need them. But hopefully you should be able to schedule ahead of time so that you don't have that break in continuity. Has that been a problem for you, getting scheduled? Say if your test is going to expire on Friday, scheduling on the previous Wednesday or something?
I actually requested my advisor. He send an email and I haven't received the response from the mail. Otherwise, I have to wait for my dorm, the student resident, campus resident for my PCR. Now they sent me on 26th. I have applied for that. But the last time I had PCR test was end of this December, that is 28th of December. After that, I have requested but haven't received the reply. So I haven't went to the lab from that 7 to 10 days I am in my dorm without my PCR test. So now they have scheduled from the student resident, but not from the school or lab. So student resident conduct our PCR test after every month, I guess. But as there is a limitation to have a test after every 14 days, so I guess school should participate in that to make it regular, so that we can't miss the lab.
That's you're absolutely right. I'm sorry that you're not getting those responses. If you haven't been getting a response to your email, can you ask your PI to write to me directly, even, because I'm involved in the approval of these. So your PI should be writing to me, and actually when we get those, we typically turn them around on the same day that we get those requests. So there's a break in that chain somewhere for you.
Sure. Thank you. Sure, I will.
Yeah, and I'm sorry you're facing that.
No, thank you.
Okay, actually, I see that we've got our first written question. Michael has asked about the library, saying that he prefers to read a hard copy textbook and wonders if there's a way to borrow a hard copy textbook from the library because reading in the ebook is difficult. I know a lot of people share that problem with iStrain. And yes, it's possible. There is a delivery system that the library has to deliver questions. I'm sorry, to deliver physical books to residents of campus. Actually, I haven't used it. Do any of our faculty, has anybody here used the delivery system for books? Yeah, Dan Scarborough, can you tell us about it? How do you do that?
Well, you just submit the request by email and they tell you where they're going to meet you and you pick up the book.
So the request, to whom does the request go?
You know, that's a good question. I've been going through particular individuals every time. I just send it to the last person that brought me books. I've been using it quite a bit.
Okay.
I think, I mean, I could ask them who students should get in touch with.
Yeah, we can follow up on that for sure. Thanks. Yeah. And maybe don't worry about it, Dan. We'll follow up on that.
Okay.
Julio, were you trying to say something?
Yes, it works very well, the delivery system. Even here in Highfield, it works pretty well. They are super fast and super efficient. So
okay,
it should be a way for the students as well, I believe.
Is it a common email? Do you know, Julio? Is it just direct to library?
No, I go through the librarian, our librarian, for the subject, and then she forwarded to whoever is in charge. So, but I think that if there is any generic, email address, they will pick it up.
Okay, thank you. So, Michael, I've given myself an action note. After this meeting, I'll find out what the email address is, and we'll get that sent out to you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Sure. Anybody else? What about among our faculty and program directors? Do you all have any advice for an international student?
I may say a couple of words to international students. Guys, don't be shy. The system here is university is new, and we're also in the unique situation now. So there might be some difficulties. Most of these difficulties are solvable. So if you have any issues, don't be shy, raise the issue. Raise it with your PI, advisor. If it does not work, go to the next level. Don't be shy.
Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the reasons I love Nazarbayev University is that nobody ends up here by accident. Like, it wasn't the easy choice for any of us. Whether you're a student or a professor, everyone here had a lot of choices and chose to come to a new university where everything is a little strange and where we're doing things for the first time. And everyone made that choice. And what that means is that life is difficult sometimes because we're trying to figure things out. But it also means that exactly what Professor Tikhonov said, everyone here is extremely helpful because people aren't just sitting back and letting the university happen around them. People are here really to be involved. So students, don't be shy.
So any other questions? Students? It's your last chance. Not the last chance, I mean. Last day
for now.
Sandra, maybe you want to edit some information or share some information with international students, like would be useful and important for them.
Good afternoon, everyone. So actually, I think that with the current participants that are here on campus, we have already interacted. So, well, just to point out some of the functions. So besides visa issues, our office also assists in the adaptation of students to campus. So students already experienced the part where I and DSA, we assisted them in buying winter clothes, amenities here on campus. Also, we assist promoting the Kazakh language course opportunity with Professor Uli. So actually, this opportunity has already been promoted to all the students. So the ones that want to enroll for the summer, I already forwarded one list to Professor Amanda Murphy and to Professor Ulay. And yes, I mean, I'm happy and grateful that we're having one program of Kazakh language for everyone. And well, in terms of like assistance on campus, so please don't hesitate on contacting I and Maurien. We are the staff members on duty here on campus. We live in the same block, Block 26, which is the block of international students. So just please, if something is not clear with the rules, if you don't know whom to approach, if maybe you have like some very specific questions, just please don't be shy, don't hesitate on and forwarding me all your questions. You know that I'm available for you at all times, so you can write me by email, you can text me in WhatsApp, and then I will forward. If there are like very specific questions, and let's say if I don't have an answer, do not worry, do not panic. We are solving it together. So I'm forwarding your request to responsible persons, and you will be sure that you will receive an answer as soon as possible of any request. So well, this is basically like the support that we are having in terms of international students. And yes, I mean, in a few words, the doors are open. So any question, it doesn't matter if it's like small, big. Don't be afraid of asking anything about the visa. If something is not clear about like how to renew a visa, how to fill one format or something, or the registration, or why it's 3 days registration, or why I have to submit passport. I don't know, like very small questions about this. Our department is here to support you at all times. So well, this is the part of what I can say, what I can share now. And well, thank you very much, and welcome everyone again.
Awesome. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.
So Sandra is the resource for international students. So definitely go to her with your questions. Well, with that, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that we've gotten most of the questions that are pressing tonight. So I'll go ahead and thank everybody for coming, especially the students who I know you guys have had a long day, and Tatiana, you're on a very different schedule, so this I know disrupts your afternoon especially. And I want to thank all of my colleagues for coming out on a Friday evening. I really appreciate that you came out to be in touch with students. I know you are always in touch with them more than I am anyway. And for our colleagues from DSA, from DIC, Maya and her team from the Student Support Office, and Nariman for being here to lead the event. Everyone, thank you very much. Stay healthy and safe. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to follow up with us. Okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you, Darman.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Нариман, спасибо.
Да, вам спасибо за приглашение.
До связи.
До свидания.
Ага, спасибо тебе.
Спасибо большое.